Hey, it's mskelliemichele. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today's video is all about lessons that I have learned in my corporate rental business. I have learned several lessons. I'm going to give you 5, and I'm going to pass this along to you so that you learn from my mistakes, okay? All right, so let's start with number 1. Do not get scared and lower your prices when you first list your property. I did this once before and I definitely learned my lesson. So let me tell you. So this was a property where I was doing rental arbitrage and I was paying more in rent than I was used to, okay? So I was a little bit nervous, like, oh my gosh, am I gonna be able to cover these expenses and make my money, make my profit, things like that, right? So I listed the property, and after about a week or so, maybe a week and a half, nobody was really sending me any inquiries or booking requests or anything like that. So I got nervous and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I need to lower the price. Now, the original price that I wanted to set it at was $2,200. So I lowered the price down to $2,000. Now, eventually, yes, I got someone to book the property at $2,000, but I lost out on money because I have another property in the same area that I'm charging $2,200 to this day. So I know I could have gotten $2,200 for that property, but I got scared, and so therefore I lost out. But the good thing is that that person stayed in the property for a little bit over 6 months. So I had a consistent guest. I didn't have any vacancies, but I was still losing about $200 per month. So that was a lesson I learned. My experience now, I guess on the average, I usually get a booking within 2 to 3 weeks of listing a property. Sometimes sooner than that. My new properties, I actually had those booked before I was finished with them. So it kind of just depends, but things have improved as I've done this business more and more and I have more experience with it, right? So don't get scared and lower your prices. Now, if you've done your market research and you know your price that you've come up with is in aligned with other properties that are similar in that area, then stick with that. Someone is going to book the property. You do just have to be patient and breathe. And I tell people all the time, when you first list your property, do not get scared. Just be patient, okay? Stick with it. Someone is going to book it, all right? So lesson number 2 that I've learned. Now, early on when I started doing this, when I had a handyman go to a property to fix something, and it was a handyman that I knew and trusted, we've done work before together, I would basically let the tenant know that, the handyman was coming on a certain day, and then I would set up a certain code for the handyman for him to enter the property, do what he had to do, and leave, and then I would delete the code. All right, so lesson. Yes, it's good to do it that way, but I now ask guests, is it okay for the handyman to enter the property by themselves? Or do you want to be there, or do you want me to be there? I do ask that at this point. Now, some people prefer to be there. Some people don't care. But I do ask the question because people have different feelings about that, right? So I want to respect everybody's feelings, and I want to make sure they feel safe and secure. A lot of these people are females traveling by themselves. So the sense of security is very, very big, and they do not like for a handyman or some stranger to have a code to go into the apartment or a property by themselves. And they could possibly come back. Now, again, I delete the codes once the work is done. And I do let them know that, but that's what's in their mind. Like, I don't know if this person's going to come back. I don't know if they're going to steal any of my items. So make sure you let your guests know, yes, a person is going to come, a handyman is going to come on this date. Do you want to be home? Do you want me to be there? Is it okay for them to come in? If they come in by themselves, they have a code, and that code will be deleted. They do not have the same code that you have. So I make sure that is very, very clear. So that is lesson number 2. Okay. All right. So lesson number 3. Now this is about decorating. make sure you keep your decorating neutral, or your colors neutral. And I'm not going to say like they have to be earth tones or anything like that, but kind of just basic colors that would appeal to males and females. So I would not advise you to have a room that has pink in it, or a pink bedspread and things like that, because that won't appeal to a male, right? So try to use colors and items that, everybody will be okay with, right? Another part of that is to keep it simple. Now, remember, these corporate rentals and these midterm rentals, these are not your houses. You don't live there. So you don't have to decorate them the way you might decorate your own house. So you don't have to have a lot of whatnots laying around, or knickknacks, or figurines, or statues and things like that. You don't have to have all of that. Now, you can have a little bit just to make it look nice, but you don't have to go overboard. And I know some people, not me, but some people still like maybe put decorative towels in their bathroom, and like no one uses them. They're there just as decoration, right? Well, a guest is not going to care about your decorative towels. They are going to use them. So don't worry about that. Just provide towels for the guests to use, and that's pretty much it. Now, I learned this lesson. I mean, I haven't had any issues really, but I do have a property where the colors are a little bit more brighter, not as, toned down. I haven't had too many issues, but definitely it stands out. And that is something I've changed. After that property, all of my decor is pretty, low-key, calm, anything like that, okay? Tip number 4 is trust your gut. Now, if you're interacting with someone, maybe they inquired about your property, and there's something that just does not feel right about them, maybe you don't think they're going to be a good fit, whatever the case may be, trust your gut, okay? Because a lot of times you're going to be right. What you don't want to do is have a person staying in your property that will be a headache while they're at your property. And I'm not saying they are going to tear up anything or damage anything. It could be just as simple as constantly calling you and complaining, or texting you and complaining, or constantly asking questions about something where you've provided the information to them. So just basically, like I said, being a headache and disturbing your peace. I don't like my peace disturbed at all. Yes, I like to provide good customer service, but I also put things in place so that my guests have enough information about whatever they may need. It's available to them. Okay. Now, I don't, again, mind answering questions now and then, but someone who's constantly complaining or bugging me about something, that would be a problem. So if you feel like a person is not going to be a good fit for you or your property, do not let them stay, okay? Your peace of mind is worth more than anything. Okay, tip number 5, last tip. And I've mentioned this before, but I feel like it's worth mentioning again. Do not scale too fast. Definitely, I've made this mistake. And I shouldn't say a mistake, because, yes, I grew my business very, very fast. Not, it just depends, but how you want to look at it. But I did grow my business. I scaled, pretty fast. I kept reinvesting the money I made back into the business, and I really wasn't taking a profit for myself. Now, when I look back, and I have changed this, now I have slowed down, and I wait to make sure I've recouped all of my expenses that I've put out to set up the property, and monthly expenses are paid before I will accept a profit. So instead of me kind of just going out and grabbing another property, now I'm just kind of like, okay, let's wait. Let me recoup what I've spent. Let me make sure the bills are paid, and then I'll pay myself for a while. Let me get used to, a certain amount, or determine how much I should be paying myself based off of what I'm making. And once I get comfortable with that, I can now determine how much I can put into the next property. So I am definitely slowing down, and I have slowed down. So yeah, that is a key thing. Now, you don't want to feel like a hamster on the wheel, constantly going, because you will get burned out. So that's why I'm saying slow down, don't scale too fast. I know we are eager to make the money we want to make, but at the same time, You have to be smart about it. And that's really all it is. Just be smart about it, because you're not doing all of this work not to get paid what you want to get paid, right? You do want to reap the benefits of doing this business. So slow down, don't scale too fast. It's okay. All right. So I hope those 5 lessons helped you. What I would like for you to do is, if you're currently in this midterm rental or corporate rental business, this industry, what lessons have you learned? Put it in the comments. I would love to hear what lessons you've learned, and other viewers can take a look at those comments and learn from them as well. All right. Now, make sure you like and subscribe this video so you can keep following my journey. Also, you can follow me on social media at mskelliemichele, the same name you see above. Put it all together and you will find me. Make sure you check the description below. I often put some freebies down there, some good resources for you guys. And if you're interested in my online course to learn how to do your corporate rental business and how to get that set up, the link for that is below as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it was valuable to you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.